So I'm thinking just as I go about how it would go if the human race, if humanity was to encounter aliens, or if aliens were to find us. How would that turn out? Because as I've said before, I think countries on Earth can't get along. So I don't see how the whole human race is going to get on with an alien species. So that seemed unlikely to me. But I'm wondering how alien contact would go down. How would it happen? So let's say an alien ship wanted to come around the Earth. I mean, the first point is where would it land? Where would it begin to meet the human race? And so it might pick some country. Who knows what country it's going to pick? And would it try and communicate with us? And if so, who would respond? Who would represent Earth? Or would lots of people, lots of countries want to respond? None of it makes sense as to how we would handle encountering aliens. It just seems a real mystery how we could function. How could we communicate? I mean, who would represent Earth? It seems like every country would want to speak for Earth. And so somehow the United Nations or whatever would get a committee together. It is a real mystery of what we would do if an alien spaceship arrived around the Earth and started circling the Earth. How would we even begin to communicate, to make contact? It's a very strange thing to imagine. So let's say right now aliens were flying in a ship around the Earth. What would we do? I mean, how would we even begin to respond to an alien spaceship orbiting the planet? I don't know why this thought has occurred to me, but I am wondering now what we could possibly do. I mean, who would represent Earth? It seems like loads of people will want to represent the whole of Earth. And then there'd be arguments about who could represent Earth. And how would we make contact with an alien spaceship orbiting the Earth? I don't know what we would do. I suppose we might wait for the ship to make contact itself. I don't know what we do. I'm wondering if there is some government department which has part of its profile how to deal with an alien visitation. Because it seems to me that any responsible government would have a contingency plan of how to deal with an alien visitation. It would probably be irresponsible to have no idea what to do. But if there was a ship right now orbiting the Earth, what would we do if there were some aliens just there? I imagine the United Nations would convene a session to discuss what to do first. I don't know what the Earth would do if aliens visited. And what if the aliens actually wanted to land somewhere? I mean, who knows where the aliens might choose to land? They might want to go to the most populated place because then there's more humans to communicate with. So they'll probably want to land in China or India. And so the ship would just fly down and seek to land in one of those countries. Or who knows where it's going to land? It might land somewhere in Africa or I don't know what it would do, but it is just amazing to wonder how an alien visitation would go down. How would it happen? And maybe the aliens would seek to make contact. Maybe it would be able to contact us on radio or whatever. Who would respond? Who would represent Earth? And then there's bound to be arguments amongst countries on Earth as to who should speak for Earth, who should say anything. I'm wondering if a responsible government would have a plan for how to deal with an alien visitation. I mean, what would we do? Who would represent Earth? I think it's interesting to wonder, and it just might happen one day. So I imagine the United Nations would get together and convene a session, and then what? I don't know. I think it's something I will think about to see how the Earth would handle an alien visitation. I think it's a real mystery and it's quite interesting.